The Koalition.
No.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Let's go.
Reassemble.
Yeah.
Reassemble.
Yes.
Definitely. So something that won't be reassembling is the Xbox One Snap mode, because that's apparently going to be gone from the system sometime soon. So I definitely wanted to hear from you guys and hear like what you thought of it, because I mean, is this actually a useful feature? Was it actually used a lot? Like Max, I know you play on predominantly the Xbox One. Is this a feature that you used to rely on quite a lot, or can you actually understand why they're removing it?
I think I used that feature like 5 times total. I know like 6 or 7 people with Xboxes that play regularly, and I don't think half of them even know it exists on there. And then I have one kid that used it all the time. Like he would just Netflix in between like games of Halo or something, but like he could also just go home and switch to Netflix. And also like it's 40 seconds. Like you can wait in the lobby, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. I know that that's how people live stream with Twitch, like Twitch integration goes right there. So I don't know if they're gonna just put it on the other side where like that home bar is. But other than that, I'm totally okay with them getting rid of it because, yeah, if it'll speed the system up, that's fine. I don't really notice too many slowdown issues, but it's just a feature that I think people forgot about because you can't customize the size of it at all. There's just like that little thing. And like trying to watch like a show on that or YouTube or something is pretty annoying. It's like, I'd rather just pull it up on my phone and have it next to me or on something else. I just think that it's a feature. It's like the idea is cool, but it just didn't work out very well with the way you're using the Xbox. You know, like generally you're playing a game. You know, I'm not going to watch something while playing a game generally. You're not going to watch something while watching something. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
JJ, I know you have an Xbox One. Was this a feature that you used before?
Not really like that. If anything, I found it a little bit more annoying, like especially navigating through my Xbox One dashboard and stuff. So I mean, good riddance. I mean, if they could do anything to make that dashboard or just like the home menus and stuff on the Xbox One a lot more streamlined, a lot more easier on the eyes and easier to navigate, I'm all for that. Because again, there's so much information that you're bombarded with when you first boot up your Xbox One. It's ridiculous. It's one of those things that it doesn't look like a clean layout. If you understand what that means, like by me saying that, it just was whatever. So good riddance to it. I don't care about it.
And how about you, Tony?
I'm gonna miss it a lot, bro. Yo, I never use that shit. And it's funny you bring this up because I was talking to a friend about it. It's like, yo, how come these Xbox guys are never touting, you know, the snap feature? It's like, hey man, I can play a game or watching football, man. Like no one ever even talked about that shit, you know? So yeah, getting rid of it makes sense. And I'm actually glad they're doing it, you know, to speed up the UI because the Xbox UI has like I'm gonna be real, it's the worst UI I've ever like had to experience, like even worse than the PS3 one, if you could believe that, you know. It's just really slow, really clunky, unintuitive, and that whole snap thing didn't, you know, it didn't do anything because think about it, they're getting rid of it. Did you hear any uproar like online? No one even the hardcore Xbox guys don't give a shit, you know. So yeah, like Jay said, good riddance. No one needs that shit.
Also, so Crap Gamer didn't say anything?
Oh, he didn't say nothing, man. You know, he was too busy, you know, shitting on PlayStation and worried about what's going on Xbox cam.
Okay. How about you, Rich? What do you feel about the snap feature?
The snap what? Yeah, that's exactly how. Yeah, I haven't really used any of those features. I'm glad, like Tony just said, I'm glad that they are getting rid of this so they can focus on making the UI faster. But if I was Microsoft, they have a lot bigger things to be concerned about, namely software. So great if it runs quicker, but what good will the Xbox be if I can't play any games on it that, you know, they got to make games for it. So they need to worry about that, I think, more than anything right now.
Yeah. So remind me, how exactly did they pitch this snap feature initially? Like, was it basically, oh, you can watch a football game while you play or something like that? Like, what was the pitch for it? Because I can't actually remember why they even introduced it in the first place. Max, what was the initial reason for it?
I think that was pretty much it. Was like, because remember the reveal conference was all sports and TV and shit like that. So they were like, yeah, your Xbox One, your all-in-one entertainment system, you can even watch your sports game while playing a sports game or something like that. If I remember correctly, that was pretty much it. And like Netflix support and everything. The only use I think people get out of it were Twitch and like achievements too. Like aside from that they threw in over there on the other sidebar too that actually works and doesn't slow anything down. Well, I guess it kind of slows it down, but yeah, I don't know. They just tried the Xbox One. I think they got to their heads a little bit because they tried doing everything in one, and like they overstuffed it with things. So it's nice to see that they realize some of these features aren't that great.
Yeah, in that case, it seems like a useless feature. So I definitely agree that they should, chop that feature, and especially if it's going to speed up the system, much more. So yeah, I agree with that. Ultimately, I never actually saw the feature being used before or anything like that. So, in that sense, I guess it wasn't that useful.